What's up, YouTube? Today I am back in the woods doing one of my all-time favorite things, and that is getting ready for deer season. Came down here last weekend. Let me flip you guys around. Came down here last weekend and started doing a little bush hogging. This was a food plot that I had cut last year. And it's just a little bow plot, and it's about 40 acres across. I put some ryegrass down here late in the season, and you know, just a new spot I wanted to try. I came down last weekend, like I said, I cut that, and then last fall I had cut a road back through here, and that's all it was a road. But this year I'm going to put a box blind back behind me and turn this into a rifle plot. You can see last weekend I came down and started doing a little cutting back in here. I want to widen this out, let some light in here, and I'm probably going to end up putting iron clay cowpeas back here. But while I'm back here doing that, I wanted to make you guys a quick video. I'm part of a number of Facebook groups for tractors and Kubota and whatnot, and a lot of people post questions about bush hogs and who makes a tough bush hog, and they have some brush that they want to clear and what implement should they buy to clear it. And I love my bush hog, guys. I bought this thing I think 2 years ago. I think I got it on a 4th of July sale, actually. And I've had it for 2 years, and I have cleared a bunch of land with it, and I love it. I have beat the crap out of this thing, and it just keeps on going. So I wanted to make a video of it, an update. If you look at my channel, I have a lot of videos of this thing working. But those were all probably within the first 3 months of owning it. And I've made a few changes, and I just wanted to let you guys look at it to see how well it's held up. If you look close, there's a few areas, you know, right on the 3-point hitch arms, there's some surface rust. If you look back in the tail wheel, there's some surface rust in there. But the deck itself doesn't really have any rust. I would have washed it off for you guys, but the pressure washer I have died on me last weekend. But if you look down the sides of it, you know, they're not bowed out like most bush hogs would be if you tried clearing trees and brush with them. The cut stuff ends up hitting the sides and bowing the sides out, and you know, you back over stuff and it folds the back of your bush hog under and it gets all bent up. If you look down this side, the only thing that's managed to put a dent in this was I hit a T-post bush hog in one day that was laid over under some tall grass, and it put maybe 1/8 of an inch dent in the side of that. But I mean, I've hit old plow bottoms and old farm implements with this thing, and it just keeps on ticking. It's completely square. If you look at the front, I have hung it up on some cut off stumps that I didn't see in the woods. So like that corner right there has a little bend in it. And I mean, there might be a little indentation up there a little further, but I mean, there's absolutely nothing to complain about on this thing. And if you look through my videos, you'll see the type of stuff that I've been cutting with this. I'll pick it up for you here in a second, let you guys look underneath. This has never leaked a drop of oil. Every now and then I'll park it on the driveway for a day or two just to make sure nothing's leaking underneath. But one of the things I wanted to show you guys, I've gotten this hydraulic top link. I actually got that probably 1.5 years ago now, but I don't think I have any videos of this with that. And that thing has doubled the usefulness of this implement. Being able to raise this bush hog up high, like I'll show you in a second, really allows you to get the brush in underneath it a lot better. If you watch some of my original videos, you'll see that I back up and some of the brush falls on top, and then I gotta pull forward and lift it up again and back up and pull forward and lift up and back up. And being able to fold this thing way up in the air helps get all that brush underneath it, and I'll show you some video of that today. But let me lift this up and you guys can look underneath it real quick, and then I'll give you guys some video of this thing in action. Alright, so you guys can see just how high I can lift that up now, and how much that would help me trying to get brush underneath this thing. But if you look under the deck, there's very large central stump jumper that I've showed in some of my other videos. And like I said, if you look under that deck, there is no oil slung anywhere. It is just completely clean. The stump jumper's still completely intact the way it should look. I am on my third set of blades, but I actually have 2 sets now, and I keep 1 set sharp, and then I swap them out with these when they get dull. Just to give you guys a good look, this is the kind of stuff that I'm going to be clearing today. When I'm done, I'm hoping there won't be much of anything left in here other than the pine trees themselves. So I actually have a tape measure in the tractor. I might pull it out and measure some of these trees, but from what I'm seeing right here, there's really nothing in here that I shouldn't be able to cut. These trees are probably, I don't know, that biggest one right there might be 5 inches at 2 feet off the ground. So I've cut a number. Actually, I see some back in there that are probably 7 or 8 inches, so I probably won't try to cut those. But when I get to some of these bigger trees, I'll pull the camera out, measure them, and just so you guys can have a better idea of what this thing actually cuts. Alright, y'all, we're going to start off right here. I'm going to go measure that tree right there. I think it's probably about 5 inches, but we'll start with that one and see how it goes. Yeah, so it's just a little over 4. They're about 2 feet off the ground, and where it touches the ground, it's a little over 6. So, just so you guys have an idea. Just like that, it's pretty much cut that tree up. I like to go slow. I'm not in any hurry here. Trying not to let anything fall on top of my tractor or anything, but like I said, having this hydraulic top link so I can lift it up and then get trees underneath it is really very helpful. Once I get them cut off pretty high like that, I like to come back. And the best way I've found to cut these down is to just set the deck right on top of it. And then just keep backing through it like that. Instead of dropping the bush hog down, it cuts it a lot better if you back into it like this. I mean, you can tell that bush hog's just not even really working. Cut that. As you can see, it leaves the stump about 2 inches tall, and it's nice and flat, so it's not going to give me any flat tires. As long as I've been doing this, I've never gotten a flat tire, and now that I say that, I probably will, but those smaller trees, you can see it just demolishes them right down. No problem mulching stuff. I just got it down in the dirt a little bit there, but not much left when you pull forward. Sometimes where they pair up like these, it can be a little difficult sometimes. As you can see, it's just not having any issue with these. crazy right here. But normally, a tree like this, I would dig out with a grapple. But pushing on it with the grapple, the roots aren't even trying to move. They're probably all tied up with those pine trees. So I'm actually going to try cutting this tree now. That's probably a solid 8 or 10 inches at the base. We'll measure it once we get it cut. But just to show y'all what you can cut with this thing, I'm going to go ahead and cut it. The trick here is obviously you cut it as slow as possible. It's just, there's no problem cutting. Take your time. So as you can see, even with a tree that size, it just doesn't even struggle cutting it. I'll get up and measure it for y'all. Now that tree's a little too big to mulch. So what I would do is come up here to the top of it and just mulch up what I can. And then I'd use a grapple and just get rid of the bottom. Really took it slow. I'm sure you could mulch it with no problems, but it's just easier to grab it with the grapple and get rid of it. Alright y'all, just wanted to give you a quick look what the ground looks like after I'm all done. As you can see in the video, when I'm done mowing, I like to go through with the grapple, kind of dig out some of the roots and smooth off some of the stumps. Out here in the woods, it's pretty easy, and if I spent a lot of time, I could come in and I could get all these old stumps out, but as you can see, there's still some down here in the ground where they're sticking up, but for the most part, the ground ends up pretty clean afterwards, and there's really no stumps to worry about. And that one there is that big 8-inch stump from the tree I cut off, but if I went through here with the grapple for another hour or two, I'd get most of these stumps out. But like I said, this is going to be a food plot, so I'm going to come through here with a disc anyway and just tear this all up and then just broadcast seed and then roll it with the cultipacker. So it doesn't have to be pretty, it's just to attract deer. But anyways, if you look, that is basically the lane I have. If I had to guess, I'd say that's probably close to 200 yards down through there. Probably between 160 and 200 yards. So anyway guys, I hope you liked the 2-year review of the bush hog. And like I said, if you have any questions, go ahead and hit me up. Appreciate it.